Amateur Radio Service, Element 2, Technician Class Question Pool. These questions are valid July 1st, 2014 through June 30th, 2018. We'll be covering T1B, Authorized Frequency, Frequency Allocations, ITU Regions. This video will be covering specifically T1B01 through T1B04. T1B01. What is the ITU? Answers are A, an agency of the United States Department of Telecommunications Management. B, a United Nations agency for information and communication technology issues. C, an independent frequency coordination agency. And D, a department of the FCC. Let's jump over here and look up ITU on Wikipedia. And we see the ITU is International Telecommunications Union. And it is a specialized agency of the United Nations. There's a big long paragraph here that discusses what they're doing, but primarily they try to coordinate frequency use around the world, making the answer to this question B, a United Nations agency for information and communication technology issues. Let's look at question T1B02. Why are the frequency assignments for some U.S. territories different from those in the 50 U.S. states? A, some U.S. territories are located in ITU regions other than Region 2. B, terrestrial governments are allowed to select their own frequency allocation. C, terrestrial frequency allocation must also include those of adjacent countries. And D, any territory that was in existence before the ratification of the Communications Act of 1934 is exempt from FCC frequency regulations. Well, first we need to discuss what those frequency assignments are. So we look at 97.301 authorized frequency bands, and we look here at Region 2 and compare that to Region 3, and you'll see that some frequencies are missing from Region 3 that Region 2 has access to. Let's look at a map and see where the U.S. territories are located. Here's Guam, the Northern Marianas Islands. Here is Wake Island. These are both U.S. territories. And as you can see, these islands are almost due south of Japan. So now let's look at an ITU region map. You can see the continental United States is clearly in Region 2. Alaska is in Region 2. And Hawaii is in Region 2. So most of the 50 U.S. states are in Region 2. However, those territories are way over here below Japan in Region 3. So again, we look back at the band allocations and we see that there are differences between Region 2 and Region 3, making the answer to this question, some U.S. territories are located in ITU regions other than Region 2. T1B03. Which frequency is within the 6 meter band? A is 49 megahertz. B is 52.525 megahertz. C is 28.5 megahertz. And D is 22.15 megahertz. Let's return back to our 97.301 authorized frequency bands. And we can see here on the list that the 6 meter band is within that 50 to .54 megahertz, making the answer to this question 52.52 megahertz B. T1B04. Which amateur bands are you using when your station is transmitting on 146.52 megahertz? A would be the 2 meter band, B would be 20 meter band, C would be 14 meter band, and D would be the 6 meter band. And we look again at our authorized frequency chart, and we can see that 144.148 is the 2 meter band, making the answer to this question 2 meters, or A. At this point in the video, I want to talk to you really quickly about some of the radios you'll be able to use right off the bat with your technician class license. One of the more popular radios is something like this. This is a Kenwood radio. This is a dual band radio. The question specifically was talking about the 2 meter band. This particular radio will operate on the 2 meter band and the 70 centimeter band. Now, many of these radios you will find in either the 2 meter or the 70 centimeter, but there are a lot like this that'll do both. This particular radio does 50 watts, and in most metropolitan areas, even out in the country, they'll do really well with repeaters. Another option is the Handheld. These little radios are very inexpensive. You can find them for under $100, and they operate on all the same frequencies that this one does. Currently, you find these models in the 5 watt to 8 watt range. Even though they're a small package and not a lot of power, in an urban area where there's a lot of repeaters, they're still very functional. And you can replace these antennas with a larger external antenna and get even more coverage. Let's get back to the lesson. Thank you for watching this video. References for this video are U.S. Government Printing Office at http://www.ecfr.gov. Google Maps at https://www.google.com/maps. Mapability at http://www.mapability.com. And Wikipedia at https://www.wikipedia.org. And as always, be sure to subscribe for more lessons.